We're here with Carlos Griego, college minister at Desert Springs Church, future church planter for Desert Springs Church in Rio Rancho, and we're going to ask him some questions. So, Los, you were saved in part through the ministry of Desert Springs Church, or at least through folks that were a part of Desert Springs. How were you converted?
Yeah, I was born and raised here in Albuquerque. Grew up Catholic, but it's pretty nominal Catholic, so once I got to college, I got into the party scene there. But at UNM, I also worked for the basketball team there, and there, Richie McKay was hired as head coach, and he was a Christian. Him and his assistant shared the Lord with me, and this was the church they were attending, and it's the only Christian church I knew of, and so I started attending, and I've been attending ever since.
So this is your only church as a Christian?
Yes.
How did you know that you should be a church planter? How did that come about?
About 3 years ago, so my first year on staff at Desert Springs, Dave Bruskus, a local pastor here at Mars Hill Church, was having a luncheon with just guys that are interested in church planting. And I just wanted to meet new pastors and meet guys. Like, I didn't know many pastors in the city. So I went and hung out this lunch and read the book that they were going through by Ed Stetzer called Planting Missional Churches. And from reading that book, I just knew that that's what God was calling me and my wife and our family to do with our lives. And so I went to the elders at Desert Springs and said, I want to be a church planter. I feel like I'm called to do that. And the elders said, we want to be a church that plants churches, so let us train you up. And so that's kind of been the word.
And do you think that overseeing college ministry, the well, has that been a good way to prepare you for church planting, you think?
Yeah, absolutely, because in a lot of ways, it's almost like a church within a church in some ways. It's a ministry within the umbrella of Desert Springs, but we had music, we had teaching, so I'd be planning series, thinking through teaching week in and week out. I would be thinking through order of service of the actual service. I'd be having a leadership team that we think about vision of the ministry together. Discipling, we had marriages come out of it, so in a lot of ways it really prepared for what it looks like to even plant a church.